To raise awareness and honor lives lost, this video reenacts the tragic events at Chinnaswamy Stadium on June 4, 2025. This fictionalized portrayal based on public reports highlights crowd safety and remembers those affected. All content is a dramatic interpretation.
It was Wednesday evening, June 4th, 2025, a date now etched into memory for all the wrong reasons. The pure joy it began to curdle, to sour. The crowd near the stadium grew immense. Too many people, perhaps, too much passion. An undercurrent of unease started to spread. The air, once buzzing with excitement, grew thick with it. Celebration was tipping, teetering towards danger. A dark shadow began to fall over the joyous city. So, why did it happen? How did joy turn to horror? Early reports point to a sudden, massive surge. A rush of people towards the stadium gates. They were hoping for a victory parade, a glimpse of their stars. But the exit points were few, far too few for such a crowd. Barricades meant to maintain order tragically failed. They buckled, then broke under the sheer human wave. Security personnel were overwhelmed, utterly and completely. It was a tragic, cascading chain of events, one that led directly to unimaginable disaster. Then the horror truly terrifyingly unfolded. People started to fall, first one, then another, then dozens. The immense crowd became a crushing, suffocating vice. Panic, raw and primal, replaced the earlier elation. Screams of joy turned into screams of terror, of pain. People were crushed. People were suffocating. It became a desperate, terrifying fight for air, for space, for life itself. It was that brutal. Unimaginable scenes played out in the flickering lights. The dream night had become a living nightmare. The immediate aftermath? It was pure, unadulterated chaos. The wail of sirens cut through the night air. Cheers had been chillingly replaced by desperate cries. Cries for help, cries for missing loved ones. Shoes, flags, personal belongings lay scattered on the ground. A grim, silent testament to the pandemonium that had erupted. The vibrant stadium lights seemed to weep over the scene. Victory's sweet, long-awaited taste had turned so bitter. A night meant for celebration became a night of vigil. Bengaluru, and indeed the nation, was in profound shock. The human cost of this tragedy was devastating. 11 lives, gone, just like that. Many of them were young fans, so very young. They came to the stadium seeking joy, to share in history. They found unimaginable tragedy instead. Many more were injured, some seriously. Their lives and the lives of their families changed forever. A city's collective heart was well and truly broken. The victory, so hard fought, now felt hollow, tainted. 11 bright futures, extinguished in an instant. Emergency services raced to the scene. Police officers, ambulance crews, dedicated rescue teams. But the dense, panicked crowds, the sheer chaos, it made their incredibly difficult job almost impossible. Reaching the victims, those who needed help most, was a struggle. Yet even in such darkness, heroes emerged. Local residents, ordinary people, fellow fans. They risked their own safety, without a second thought. Trying to pull people out, to offer comfort, to save lives. Humanity, in its best form, shone brightly amidst the chaos. The news spread like wildfire. Shock, disbelief, anger. Condolences began pouring in from across the country, the world. Sachin Tendulkar, a legend of the game, expressed deep sorrow. RCB captain Virat Kohli, the man who led them to victory, was heartbroken. His team's historic triumph was now so tragically overshadowed. The Board of Control for Cricket in India, BCCI, offered sympathies. The RCB management, stunned, pledged their full support to the victims and to their grieving, shattered families. Words of comfort were offered, but the pain, it lingered. A heavy dark cloud now hung over Indian cricket. Official responses came swiftly. They had to. The Chief Minister of Karnataka addressed the state. Compensation was announced for the families of those who died. A gesture, yes, a necessary one. But no amount of money can ever heal such a wound. The Prime Minister of India also offered his condolences, acknowledging the profound scale of this terrible tragedy. The entire nation mourned, alongside Bengaluru. A city that should have been dancing in the streets was instead grieving. A victory parade had, in spirit, become a funeral procession. This victory, RCB's first after all these years, it will forever be linked to this immense pain. A truly, deeply bittersweet victory, isn't it? Triumph and tears, celebration and sorrow side by side. How do you even begin to celebrate now? How will the fans, the city, remember this moment? It's a heavy, almost unbearable burden to carry. The pure joy of the win feels stolen, corrupted. A dark shadow cast upon a shining, historic moment. History will, unfortunately, have to record both sides. This tragedy, it exposed some very serious flaws. Critical flaws in planning, in foresight, in crowd management, in basic safety protocols. This wasn't just a case of bad luck, was it? It was preventable, so many are now saying, and they're probably right. Inadequate entry and exit points, flimsy barricades, no clear communicated emergency evacuation plans. These weren't minor oversights. These failures cost lives. A harsh, brutal lesson has been learned by all. The system, it seems, failed those innocent fans. Experts in crowd safety are now speaking out, loudly, and we must listen. We absolutely must act. Better, more meticulous planning is essential for large events. Clear, well-marked, and numerous evacuation routes are needed. Robust communication systems are vital, not optional. To inform, to guide, to warn if necessary. More trained security personnel are required. And I mean trained, not just numbers in uniforms, but skilled professionals. People who know how to manage crowds, not just watch them. This cannot, it must not ever be allowed to happen again. Investigations are now, quite rightly, ongoing. They must be thorough. They must be transparent. Accountability is paramount for trust to be restored. But beyond that, the focus now must be twofold. First, unwavering support for the grieving families, with compassion, with resources, with long-term care. And second, implementing far stricter safety measures. Real, tangible changes. Not just promises, not just talk. So that the next time a city wants to celebrate, it can. So that joy can be celebrated, safely, always.